Okay, we is live. Gil said he might join when he goes in the garage.
He goes in the garage.
He said he just woke up from a nap. I didn't mean to screenshot. He woke up from a nap. He's trying to get his fire going and all that stuff, but he might join when he goes to the garage to scrap. I don't know. Do I have? Yeah, no one's in here yet. I don't have contacts in, so I'm not going to see the chat very well. But I don't want to get my contacts in. It's not very cold. Although I should get my contacts in. I might do that just so I can actually see, because otherwise I'm going to keep doing this. You can hold down the fort if people come in.
Right now, nobody loves us, so it's fine.
Nobody likes this? Okay.
Ah, yeah. Hey. Huh. What are you laughing about? What? Where's all my peoples?
They abandoned us.
Endless Vlogs, what's up? How you doing? Now we're gonna start getting people to show up.
Aha.
Haha.
I can see again. Maybe. What's up, Endless? Gulf Coast ACR, what's up? Stranger, I know, stranger. Definitely stranger. We don't go live much anymore.
No one does.
Yeah, kind of true. Gil doesn't either. See?
Get out of my face.
Get out of my way.
My kid's got to be loud now. She's like, oh, they're live. Be loud and annoying. How you doing, ACR? And I also quit posting on the scrapping channel because I haven't scrapped. I really haven't. I've only went to the scrapyard maybe 3 times in the last 8 months. He's cheating.
Entrapment. I'm here.
Are you entrapping my poor cat?
No, you're not.
He has every right to scratch you if you're entrapping my poor cat.
You don't see anything. You can't see nothing.
I can turn around and see just as easy.
You.
I'm not doing anything.
What?
It's not cold.
And I'm thinking throwing a couple in the freezer because they're not cold.
They're not even remotely.
It's annoying. They didn't have any at the place I normally buy it from, so I had to get it warm. I thought it'd be cold by now.
No. No. So how's everybody doing today? It actually wasn't that bad of a day here.
Yeah, it felt like spring.
Yeah, it was like, what, 45 degrees?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like 50 tomorrow.
It was 48 of a high. So it wasn't bad compared to the last few days. It's been freezing. What did you guys have for dinner? We had loaded baked potatoes, brown sugar carrots, and then we had modified version of what we do for chicken wraps. It's chicken, not sour cream,
Onion and chive cream cheese.
chicken, onion, chive, cream cheese, and then wrapped in bacon with a little seasoned salt.
Mike's request right there.
Did you have anything good for dinner?
I know it's Endless asking. How's the little guy, Endless? How you liking, I forget where you moved. I forget. You used to live close to us. Now I don't think you live so close.
Pizza's good.
I always like pizza. Poor cat was throwing a fit trying to get away, and you're being mean.
Aw,
She's being mean to the cat.
he loves me. No, no.
So was it pepperoni pizza, cheese pizza, sausage pizza, supreme? I like supreme.
Let my kitty go.
He's fine.
I'm trying to get away.
He was
Poor
loving me.
Tito's. He was lying there without you, and then you annoyed him.
He was loving me.
She doesn't know what love is, apparently.
Kitty's trying to get away.
She's like, he loves me. He's like, let me go. Sent one, what's up? Someone say pizza. Yeah, Endless had pizza tonight for dinner. Pizza does sound good. Pizza's pretty much good all the time. It's something you just kind of have at any time. I'm getting way big. I believe that. He's going to be 3? He's going to be 3. Why did I... Wow. I thought it was like 2 at most. I didn't think it was 3. She might be dying.
Seriously?
What?
She's good at like coming in here and being annoying anytime we go live lately. I've noticed that.
I was going in my room and I coughed.
Not all. Why are you poking me? Who wants a child? I'll send her to you.
Nah.
Still working tonight? That's no fun. Boo to work. See, Mike just got off vacation and he's technically still on vacation, I guess. So that's pretty much what it is like.
Ugh. I had a vacation. I went back to work last night for one day. Now I'm off too.
Of course, he works on Thanksgiving. Anyone having like big Thanksgiving dinners, you having your family over, you going to your family's house, any of that fun stuff? Yes, it does. It flies by, Endless. I'll send her over, sent one.
She works anyways.
Well, she needs to go somewhere where she stays. No.
You stuck with me, honey.
Since when was I honey?
Since when I called you?
What's wrong with this whole household?
Yeah, what's wrong with all you?
You're over here dancing and like living it up in like this other alter universe, and she's over here calling me honey.
No, I'm not.
Like-
I'm pretty tired now.
Up at 1:30 in the morning, she could use that, I think. Whip her into shape.
No. Nope.
Whip her into shape.
That's okay. All these kids are out for a rude awakening pretty quicker.
Poor Cheetos. He doesn't want to be bounced. He's a cat. Cats don't like bouncing like a baby. Poor Cheetos. You look like you were just sleeping.
He's
And she woke you up to
fine.
be a meanie.
He's purring.
The cat doesn't ever not purr.
He
Yes, he
purrs in
does.
his sleep.
No, not all the time.
He purrs doing everything.
No.
I don't think the cat knows how to not purr. The only time I've ever not
Okay.
heard him purr is like when you really make him mad, which you have to do quite a bit to really make him mad, but she's gotten him there.
She's working on it.
He's purring for now, but give him a couple minutes and he's gonna start biting her. Don't do that to him. You don't do that to Mel. Don't do that to him.
I do actually, and
Well-
she loves it.
He doesn't love it.
This is why he's been hiding in the boys' room.
My outside cat purrs. Yep. Now this cat doesn't stop purring, even though like she does stuff like this to him, where he's like, "I hate you. I hate this," but he still purrs.
I was trying to get you to put an outfit on these Cheetos. That's what I wanted.
And now she's gonna dress him.
Let's go.
That's one moment I don't think he will purr. He doesn't like getting dressed.
Hello.
It's Kay.
Hello.
That's Kay. She was messaging me that none of the new people that got added to our list had clothes on it. So that means not needing to find sponsors. So that's good. That's good.
It's Kay.
Cute. Hey, I'm excited. There's no like I read that. I was excited about that because that means we're down to 6 more needing sponsors. We had 37.
You didn't. You were like, "It's okay."
I had already read the message.
What's wrong with this house?
I'm just following suit with you.
I haven't done. I'm tired. I haven't done nothing.
You've been dancing like all day. Why are you torturing this poor cat?
He loves it. He's still perfect.
He doesn't look very happy.
Bite her. Get her, kitty.
He has this look on his face like I hate you.
No.
Tito's.
Get her, kitty.
He's purred louder than he was when I started putting on him.
That's his angry purr. I do think he purrs when he's angry as well.
Well, read it. Read what it says on it.
He doesn't lick. Your cat does. You could address your own cat.
No, it doesn't fit her.
You talking about my other cat?
Oh yeah, that cat's claimed dad too.
Let go.
It's not your
Poor
cat.
Tito. Poor man.
I'll laugh if cat bites her. He's done it.
Oh, he does it quite frequently.
He doesn't get crazy with it, but he will bite you.
He's a very happy, friendly cat. But he definitely does bite her.
Hello.
Hello?
I have to look at it.
Human?
Like, actual look at it.
Hello.
Human?
Otherwise, it's gonna keep going. Hello, answer me. There we go. What are we doing for Thanksgiving? Mike has to work Thanksgiving, so we're not actually doing Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving. We're gonna be doing it the following weekend. I don't know what he's doing, but what are you doing? I don't know what he's doing. So we're gonna be doing Thanksgiving the following weekend.
Come here. Come here.
I'm actually cooking a turkey breast Thanksgiving though for a friend of mine that she's been dealing with a lot of health issues this year and she can't get up and cook a meal and just kind of could use a little bit of help.
I'm being a good YouTuber for once.
So she could actually use a little bit of help. So I told her I would get Thanksgiving dinner for her. So she'll have Thanksgiving dinner made on Thursday. We get ours on Sunday, which is usually what happens. We usually don't get ours till the weekend after.
I just shared us on my Facebook. If you guys don't follow.
Instagram,
What did I say?
Facebook.
I'm tired. Leave me alone. They all know it was Instagram because they saw Instagram at the top.
Yeah, if they were paying attention.
They were paying attention.
That's what you think. They're like,
But for real, go check us out on Instagram. You guys see stuff that you guys won't see in videos or on the live. And I still say that one of these days I'll actually go live on Instagram.
Yeah, he's been saying that for a while, so we'll see when. We try to do what we can to help people out, and she was looking for someone that could make her a meal, and no one was offering. So I said, you know what, I've got a turkey breast in the freezer. It's only her and her son, and I'm not making my own Thanksgiving dinner that day, so it's kind of easier to do that. So take care of those that need help, and hope it comes back at some point to help us when we need it.
Well, it's like I always say in every video, love yourselves, your friends, your families, and your neighbors. Neighbors don't have to be the ones directly next door. Neighbors can be your community.
Yeah, it's like I was saying, my friend had texted when I said it's Kay. Me and her get together every Christmas the last 2 years. It might have been 3 years. I can't remember if we've been doing it 3 years or 2 years. But we have families that need help with Christmas that come to us, and we make sure they have a Christmas. So we've been messaging back and forth a lot the last couple days because all of that's kind of coming together, and we start wrapping gifts not too long after Thanksgiving. So we kind of have to get everyone sponsored in a timely fashion so we can actually get the stuff delivered in time.
Cheetos does that too. He'll kick you with his back legs and bite you.
Yeah,
He likes to wrestle.
especially with him. He doesn't wrestle everyone else near as much as he does with him.
You want to wrestle?
But no, we try to do as much as we can to help the community, and between me and Mike and a couple of our friends that we have that are kind of like-minded. Everyone needs a little help sometimes. That's awesome. You really are good people. We don't just portray ourselves as good people. We actually live by what we kind of tell you guys to do.
I'm not. I'm an asshole.
He is a good person, but he also has that personality disorder at times. He will help anyone that needs help, though.
On Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, I'm a decent person. On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm an asshole. And Saturday is my day for rest.
No, when we tell you guys like to help your friends, help your neighbors, like kind of go out there and do something good for people, it's how we live too.
I just went over to a guy, Buddy Dean. He's working on this guy's house, and they had a tree cut down, but it was only cut down by the tree company to like, I think it was like 14 or 18 feet tall.
It's good enough.
And they left it. So Dean gave me a call and told me about it, so that I could have, the guy doesn't want the wood, I could have it, but he needs it cut down. So I went over there, cut it down. I took the wood, hauled it off to our house, and I cut it. Me and Dean, we cut it low enough. The guy's going to build a table for his neighbor. She's got some little kids and stuff, so he's building a table onto the tree stump for the kids to play outside on.
Yeah, we both have like our things that we kind of do, and then every once in a while we have things that we end up doing together.
I'm also working with Dean. We're going to try to organize at least one or two cleanups in Gary this year. So if anybody followed, I don't think, well, we got a couple, I think, on this channel, but if you guys followed the old channel, you guys know I did a lot of abandoned stuff out in Gary over the last couple of years. And Gary has a little sweet spot in my heart. And, Gary used to be something amazing. I think it could be something amazing if the right people took over and ran it the way it was supposed to be ran. And the local community over the last 3 or 4 years has really stepped up and tried to clean up their own neighborhoods. So me and Dean are working on several lots that kind of out in the area that we're going to try to organize some group cleanups and get out there. We're going to have lawnmowers, weed eaters, wheelbarrows, chainsaws, hedge trimmers, like you name it. We're going to bring it all out. We're going to try to get a bunch of people together, rakes, shovels, garbage bags, really clean up some of the abandoned lots out there.
Yeah, and there's like I've noticed the community stepped it up in the last couple of years. The cost of living has gone up so much that the cheap housing in Gary isn't cheap anymore. So that's helping to move in a little bit better people, like people that are not as crime orientated. And it is cleaning up a little bit. I noticed even this last summer there seemed to be less crime over there, but there's so many abandoned areas over there that when crimes do happen, you tend to find the aftermath there. So clean it up, and hopefully that can kind of eliminate that issue anymore.
Well, the nice thing is county's always had a presence over there as far as patrol goes. But over the last year or so, Gary PD has actually really stepped up. And they're actually responding to calls, and they're making a presence known, and they're doing stops, and they're actually doing what they're supposed to be doing in the first place.
Backroad Freedom, what's up? How you doing?
How you doing, Backroad?
It's been a little while, but it's been a little while for us to be live too. I know I've got to look up the information, but at the beginning of December, there's an organization that's asking for volunteers to come and help pack holiday baskets for food. And kids are welcome to come. And I was going to look into it and try to get the kids involved in it, because they need, me and Mike do a lot, but the kids kind of are able to skate away and not do as much of it. And they need to kind of get a taste of what it is to help people. So I think it would be a good experience for them to have to come and help out. Do something with their time that's actually of use. You getting out fishing at all this last summer? It's now got to be pretty cold and nasty by you too. I don't think you'd be fishing now, but
Shit, I might go fishing tomorrow.
it is. It's supposed to be decent tomorrow. It's supposed to be decent the next couple days. So hopefully,
I found that card too.
oh, awesome.
I put it in a spot where I wouldn't lose it, and I lost it.
And you found it
I
again?
put it in a very safe space. So safe, I forgot about it.
Well, you didn't forget about it. You just couldn't find it again.
No, it flipped up. It was in the arm of my truck, but it flipped up against the side, and it's so thin you don't see it.
Yeah, that's happened before.
Which is where I thought I put it. I just never saw it. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. That's what I think Backroad. Like they need to get out and realize what it is to help others and help others that are in a worse position than we are. And actually realize that they have more than many. Like they need to realize that they've got it good.
Hasn't been fishing in over a year. We haven't fished much.
That's kind of true for us too. We've only fished a handful of times in the last year.
My goal for this coming year, once it starts getting nice out, is I'm gonna try to find some honey holes. I really like to get some crappie and some walleye in the freezer, and just kind of keep consistent with it. Hopefully next year we're gonna be out hunting.
Get out and shoot the crossbow some this year, a lot this year, I should say.
I want to try to get a deer, well, a couple deers, but I want to try to do deer, turkey, and I'm thinking about doing quail.
And we do have like one lucky thing of one of my one friend Kay. They just got property on the river in Illinois, and she said we're more than welcome to come out there. That means we have to get Illinois fishing licenses, but they have really good fishing out there, and they have a boat, so it might actually bring us some decent fishing. Scrapping together, what's up?
What's going on, Scrapping? I haven't hiked or camped either. The hell?
We've gotten out and hiked a little bit.
We went out hiking. We didn't go camping at all this year, which sucks.
We intended to. We meant to. The summer really did get away from us pretty fast.
Yeah, we got busy with a lot of projects. Next thing you know, you blinked and summer was over.
It really didn't help that, like, with the garden this year, we had so much to do at the beginning of the garden that our time was consumed out there. Not too long after getting the garden set up, me and Autumn were in Arizona for that week, 10 days, I think week. But that took up a week of the summer, and then by the time we came back, like, it was just everything kind of going nuts.
Moved back to Texas. That's the home of 10 pounders. I'd love to actually get down to Texas, go fishing for a little bit.
That's one of those places he wants to go to. He's got a lot of places he'd like to go.
I want to go to Texas. Give me a 10 pounder. I like to go to Florida. Get a peacock bass.
I like to fish the saltwater fish in Florida. I think that'd be fun. Just took my pain meds. Pain meds. Hopefully you're not in too bad of pain, but hopefully they'll help kick in and relieve some of it at least. Did you hurt yourself at work scrapping together? Because I think the last time we talked, you had some type of accident happen at the scrapyard. Don't know what it was or if you had hurt yourself then, but I remember something had happened at the scrapyard the last time you came into the live stream. Trying to keep track. There's too much going on to remember everything. He's interesting sometimes. As bad as the children at times. Stepped in a hole. Yeah, those holes get you.
Okay, one of the girls at work stepped off a golf cart, broke her ankle.
Well, Autumn fell and broke her foot, okay?
Autumn went shopping and broke her toe.
No, she fell and broke her foot, and she went shopping and pretty much ripped off a nail on a door. and then almost passed out, and that wasn't a fun experience. Found out at that moment that that child could never be a nurse or a doctor or anything that could possibly involve blood because she about fainted.
But she's not allowed to go shopping since.
Yeah, you do the best you can. Backroad, we we started up a different channel that we put our content on. It's just R5 Adventures, but it's like this one became R5 or Live with R5. But we quit. We try to keep somewhat of a schedule over there, but we quit pressuring ourselves for the channel. We don't advertise it. We don't push to get the subscribers. People come when they come. That's fine. And it's a lot more enjoyable.
Somebody used my computer and didn't charge the battery on it.
You just unplug the dragons. It's late enough.
Ah.
I could have told you. That's why I said to unplug the
You should
dragons.
have told me that.
Well, I didn't know you were going to do that. That's a wax warmer. That's why I said unplug the dragons. I am never going to get that clean now. He just kind of did things without listening to what I had to say.
What happened?
He
It's
unplugged.
7:30 at night. I'm not unplugging the dragon's legs.
Well, yeah, that's a wax warmer. So,
Yeah, thanks for telling me.
well, I didn't know you were going to just unplug it because I said to unplug the dragons.
And who's gonna unplug the dragons at 7:30?
The fact that they were on late as hell last night, they would have been fine. Dad and you have both been in the ER? That's not fun. How's Dad doing? Hopefully he's okay. Yeah, he found out the hard way that wax warmer was there. Especially considering I think all the dragons are sleeping already. They're on this winter schedule. They go to sleep early.
That's for you.
Oh,
Luckily, what do I have?
yeah, it's usually not too bad, but
You really been in trouble.
you disappeared for 6 to 8 months. Well, you know, sometimes you gotta take that break too. I think a lot of us from back when we were really adamant on getting the subscribers and stuff, we got way too involved in it. We got way too stressed about the subscriber count, stressed about the releasing of stuff, and we lost the enjoyment of YouTube. So me and Mike stepped back quite a bit for a while there. It's just we needed that break, and that's kind of the live streams now. We stepped back for so long, and now we can't quite get ourselves motivated to go live. We're trying, but it's hard. I think a lot of us, though, we just got way too involved in it. We just didn't. We burnt ourselves out.
I actually made a video about it.
Yes, you did. But like even for me, I know I was going live a lot, and going on to a lot of people's panels, and I had fun with it. But then I just wasn't making time for anything else besides YouTube. It was like, oh, I got to jump on YouTube. Oh, I got to jump on this panel. Oh, I'm obligated to jump on that panel because they were on my panel, and it got a little ridiculous.
It was causing a lot of issues in a lot of situations, and
Crack the ribs. Ooh, that's not good. And the shoulder. Ooh. Yeah, we keep saying we need to step it up more, Backroad. And it's getting motivated, finding the time. Other things come up that are just more important usually, so we do that instead. We need to pick it up though.
At some point, I would like to actually make it where we go live twice a month. It's still not anything crazy or outrageous, but it gets us out there.
I wouldn't mind even picking it up to at least once a week again. Gil, I know, wants to get the live streams going again, and we need to do that. Like once a week is still not outrageous. And then even if it's once a week with Gil and twice a month, that we make sure we do a live together. And even with Gil, even if it's Mike going with Gil, me going with Gil, like it wouldn't be that outrageous, but we get out.
I actually thought about when I started picking the live streams back up, actually making the live streams kind of more like a topic stream and having people on. So it'd be kind of like what we were doing with Gil back in the day, or like farther back in the day with like me and Brandon, where we'd get on and talk about certain things. I thought about kind of doing that, picking like certain topics and then having guests come on and actually discuss. It wouldn't be like so like hard, like this is what we're talking about, don't talk about anything else, like, but something a little more guided than just jumping on like we do now and like, hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah. I like these streams where it's just kind of low key, back and forth, seeing how everyone's doing. But even if we don't have guests on the stream and we just do if we just did topics, it's still, we'd have something to talk about. You thought about that as well, the topics?
Well, I thought about, like, we got so much stuff that we have going on. Like, we have the garden, the homesteading stuff. So we got the garden, we got canning, we got preserving foods, we got fermenting, we got the wood business I'm trying to get up and going now. We got just all kinds of stuff that we could discuss, topics on our own.
The breeding bearded dragons. Like, we've got a large array of knowledge.
But I also thought about having topics geared towards the guest. So like if we had Gil on, we could talk about different scrapping things, and he can we can pick his brain and like, oh, you know, whatever. Like, I don't really know much about scrapping other than a little bit we do with him, which isn't much because he lives 24 hours away from us. But
yeah, he needs to move closer.
That, or like have people on that go fishing or hunting and actually make a topic. You know, we're talking about fishing today, or we're talking about hunting, or like giving tips and advice and kind of picking their brains. So we learn stuff and you guys learn stuff, and we actually have a topic to kind of discuss.
Yeah, it just gets harder when you start trying to do those type of panels. Just finding the people that are willing to come up and do that. Even it doesn't need to be a big YouTuber, but just trying to find people that are willing to come up on the panel. Not everyone likes going live. Not everyone wants to be on a panel. That gets a little more challenging. I was trying to do that on the dumpster diving channel when I still had it really going, and trying to get like dumpster divers to come in and talk certain topics with dumpster diving. But I could never get anyone to want to do it except for one person. And we did good streams when we both did it, but she could only do it so often.
I also thought about going as far as like I'm in law enforcement. A lot of my friends are in law enforcement. Where I thought about having some people jump on, even if it's like some of my buddies around here. We kind of hang out, do a live stream together, have a couple drinks, and even do like law enforcement topics. Something I want to get on the channel, which YouTube's not very fond of, but I like it, and I want to start doing a little more of it. So maybe those videos just don't get monetized. But another thing I want to get on the channel is some more firearm stuff. And that's another topic we can kind of have out. I thought about looking into like getting certified by the state for a firearm instructor. It would literally allow me anywhere in the state to go be a firearm instructor. But I actually just shot recently for for my place, and I am labeled a sharpshooter.
Unintentionally.
I tried to bomb the gun quals. You have to get an 80 to pass. I was trying to get an 80. That's all I wanted was 80. But I ended up shooting much, much higher, and I'm labeled a sharpshooter. So
Well, it feels like it's pretty cold now.
Yeah, that one looks like it's kind of started to freeze. No, maybe it's just the way you're holding it. One of my buddies from work is actually labeled an expert because they shot so good. Actually, two of my friends are labeled experts. So for anyone that's actually into firearms and especially like tactical stuff,
Congrats on sharpshooter. He's like, I'm proud, but man.
so I could have probably got expert, but I realized I was shooting too good. And my goal is to shoot as low as I possibly can, but pass. And the whole reason behind it is if anything ever happens where I have to fire my weapon and I go to court, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to pull all my training records. So if they pull my training records, I'm shooting 97, 98, 99, 96, 97, 98, 97, 98. All my scores are just top, and I'm expert every time. They're going to be like, well, why'd you were aiming for Johnny. Why did you accidentally hit little Timmy over there? You're an expert. You're an expert shot. I want 80. Like, how in the world did this guy pass? That's when they pull my records in court. I want them to go, this guy can shoot. Like, but I started pulling a lot of my shots towards the end, and I still shot sharpshooter. The last
He can't shoot bad even if he wants to.
So you shoot for the course, it's 50 rounds per cycle of the course. So like every time you shoot a course, it's 50 rounds. So the last 10 rounds, I didn't even aim. I just pointed it down. I didn't even aim. I just pointed it down range and I shot all 10 rounds. And I'm a sharpshooter. But I do want to go. I actually talked about him. I might do it next time. I want to shoot a course. Like, I'll buy the ammo. I want to shoot a course all the way through actually trying to shoot to see what I could get. And then I, shoot the one for real that goes in my record.
This one you don't score. Don't score it.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to happen. I didn't want it. But like the first 15 or 20 shots I did, I had a grouping about that big. And I'm like, oh no. Oh no.
So he's like, don't look. Why are they still close together?
But if I can get 93 and be a sharpshooter without, I was purposely trying not to make it. I wonder what I would score if I was actually trying. Which is another thing. Like, I think you have to shoot to be certified as a state firearm instructor. I think you have to shoot a 97 or higher. I'm like, well, if I shot 93 without trying, 97 shouldn't be a problem.
See, but then once you're certified as a state instructor, then you're kind of screwed no matter what.
But it opens a lot of doors. Like, it's the same reason I'm trying to get taser certified. If I become a taser certified instructor, it opens a lot of other doors for me. Basically, I'm trying to get instructors and a bunch of stuff.
He's like, I don't want to be good unless I'm opening doors in the process of being good.
I'm actually trying to get to be a JICS instructor, which is like self-defense tactics. So it's the stuff we teach everybody to kind of defend themselves without a weapon. We do a little bit like weapon stuff, like OC spray, tasers, but the main part of that course is to learn to defend yourself with your hands. So I actually kind of want to get involved in that and become an instructor in that too. I like teaching, especially stuff that I know. Like,
I guess that's why like our other YouTube channel that we started up is kind of veered over more towards the homesteading type stuff, but more of a teaching channel. We do a lot of let's see what happens if we do this and let's learn from it.
Yeah, this past year with the garden and a lot of other stuff besides the garden, but it was a year of experimenting. It was something we constantly told each other. It was a year of experimenting. It was a year of learning. So try stuff that we didn't try before, do things that we haven't done before, and see how they work out. If they don't work out, they don't work out, you don't do it again.
Like for the most part, our year of experimenting went really well. For the most part, everything succeeded. We had a couple things we decided, hey, we got to do this a little differently, just because it just wasn't the ideal situation for it. But the plus side of us saying this is our year of experimenting is even when it didn't work out exactly as we wanted it to, really didn't phase us. It was kind of like, well, kind of sucks. Would have liked a better yield or would have liked this, but we were experimenting, so we knew that we might get nothing.
It's all a learning experience, and when you go in it with no expectations, there's no room for like kind of hurt feelings or like feeling a failure because you had no expectations. So I think honestly, when you kind of dive into it, that's when you learn the most, is when you don't expect to know or to learn anything.
Yeah, we're hoping to find actual property. We're not even on a quarter acre.
We're in a town.
We're just doing what we can with what we have. And I think we did pretty dang good with utilizing the space we have and getting a lot out of it. For it was little spaces we have, like we did get a lot out of it.
Well, we got the compost bins we did this year, which was the first year that we did any like outdoor compost bin. We've done worm bins inside, but never done outdoor compost bins. We had blueberries and raspberry bushes that we did. We had that was a first for
Just
us.
a ton of garden.
We did sunflowers, which was a first for us.
Corn, popcorn.
Popcorn was the first. We've done corn, I think, once.
Cabbage. Like there was a lot of stuff that we grew this year that we've never grown before.
We tried. It was the first year doing carrots.
This is technically our first year doing the garlic and the onions and stuff, because we've attempted it, but it was a fail. So I think we picked it too soon when we attempted it. This time we actually researched and knew what we were looking for, so we actually were able to do it the proper way.
I'm in an apartment right now. You're all doing good. You know, even it's something I kind of subscribe to as well. But if you guys are into like kind of like garden, especially if you go check out Roots and Refuge on YouTube, it's a channel I watch, I follow, I subscribe to. But her mindset is whatever situation you're in, treat it as a classroom. So if you're only on like we're on 0.1, I think we're on 0.19 acres.
Yeah.
But you know, we don't have that much land, but
we're not using all that land either. Like the kids have to have a space and the dogs.
But we're treating it like a classroom, so we're learning. The same thing could be done in apartments. Like if you got a balcony or doorstep, or even buying indoor grow lights and having a little corner somewhere, just doing container gardening. You know, you treat your space like a classroom, and you learn what you can with the space you have available to learn.
You can't grow nearly as much in an apartment, but if you research what you can grow in a container and try to get things that you can get the best yield out of that you're going to utilize, because you don't want to plant, I'm going to say corn, for example, where you only get 2 ears of corn off a corn stalk, and you need more than one stalk usually to even get anything. You're not going to get much on a balcony, if anything.
You're not going to be able to do something like corn anyways on a container, because you're not going to have the deep root system you need.
People do them in containers and they succeed, but it's in a bigger setting where they can do multiple big containers.
But if you guys are into it, go check out Roots and Refuge. She does actually do some container videos. She did a kiddie pool this year, just to kind of show you guys that, you know, anything container shaped that you guys might have that you don't use or that you're willing to give up, you guys can grow stuff in it. So she went to Walmart and got one of those little kiddie pools, and she grew stuff in that.
One is like we actually overwintered like at least 2 of each of our pepper plants, trying to save all of them this year, because we had some really good pepper plants this year, and we brought them into the containers, and they've been downstairs. And overwintering, you can keep them trimmed back and just kind of keep them more in the dark with very little light. I've let them have the light, and they're all coming back to life, all getting their leaves back, they're all growing back. And my way of looking at it is, if I'm going to keep it in the house all winter, I might as well try to get peppers off of it. We brought green onions we replanted, and they're all growing really nice. So we we've got a lot of stuff that we brought in that we can still grow in containers inside, so we don't just lose them.
We're having issues with it, but there's also, if you don't want to do container, you can do hydroponics. So you can go on eBay, find the hydroponic system like we have. You can do it's a really good system for like herbs. Smaller stuff maybe like on the top tier, but like it's to me it would be a really good system for herbs.
Herbs and lettuce.
So like that's another option is doing hydroponics because it doesn't take up that much space, honestly. You'd have to do a lot of research into it though, because we're having a lot of issues with ours.
We're working on it. Like we got to work on it more. This year we did learn just a lot. Like between the gardening, fermenting. We've never fermented hot sauce before, and we did a lot of ferments this year, and learning how to do all that, and fermenting sauerkraut and growing things that we've never grown before. We did learn a lot. Now, my biggest thing I learned was I never realized that potatoes have indeterminate and determinate. Mike said he knew, I didn't know. So I planted potatoes in the tires, and I thought, we're going to get a ton of potatoes. Like it's 3 tires high. We're going to get a ton of potatoes. And I knock all the stuff down, and we had a good layer of potatoes, and they were good sizes, but it was all the bottom layer because these were determined. They only grow in one layer. You have to plant multiple layers to get multiple. That was kind of a shocker to me because I'm like, well, that was a huge waste of a lot of space that we could have been growing more. But it was a learning experience.
It's not just potatoes too. Like other plants are the same way. Like tomatoes have indeterminate, determinate.
And I knew about the tomatoes.
Yeah, you kind of just gotta know what you're planting. Like do a little research into what you're buying and what you want to do and what you want out of them. And once you kind of figure it out, you know what you're looking at, what you're doing, and you can kind of plan your garden out a little easier that way.
Yeah, now I know. See, an acre, if all we could do is get an acre, I would settle with it. I'd be happy if that's all we knew we could do and that was the only choice we had. I'd like more.
My goal is to get at least 10. I want 10 acres or more.
But we already have a horse. We'd like to have our horse in our backyard. And we'd like to raise our own chickens and cows and just have all that stuff at the ready in our backyard that we raised. We know what went into them. We know they're healthy. It's like going to the grocery store. The prices are astronomical. Raising the animals is not necessarily cheap anymore either. But you just don't know what they're giving these animals anymore. You don't know what's in your meat. How much water did they pump into your 2 pounds of meat you just bought? So how much of it was really meat? It's just knowing what you have is a nice thing.
Well, we want to do a much bigger garden. We want to have the animals on it. Like we want to get our horse back on our property. I want to have like a pond. I'd prefer to have a decent sized pond, but I want at least a pond where we can stock some stuff like crappies and catfish and some largemouth for fun. Like I don't think I would ever eat a largemouth, but I like catching them. But I want to stock stuff in it like walleye, catfish, crappies, bluegills, and that way if we want to, we can go out there, catch a couple crappies, and go in the house, fry them up.
And like we definitely are more geared towards wanting that property where we can put the horse on the property because we had an experience just in the last couple months where our horse wasn't being treated right. Our horse was getting abused essentially, and we had to scramble to try to find a location to put her where she'd be safe. And that's hard to do, and that's our baby. We love her. She's one of our pets, and to know that if we were searching for a place which was not easy, she's over there still getting abused, and there's nothing we could do about it because we couldn't put her in our backyard. So it'd be nice to have her in our backyard again.
Yeah, pond, livestock, horses, garden, firewood yard.
He's already working on that firewood yard.
Four-wheeler tracks.
Like we definitely learned a lot though this year with what we did. There's definitely still room to learn a lot more. There's improvements that we definitely found that we're gonna have to make. Cabbage is another one. A lot of people grow cabbage and they pull it out of the ground when they get their head of cabbage, and that's it. you cut the head off, it'll grow more cabbage. I've actually got some out there right now still. It's winter and there's more heads of cabbage to harvest.
Having a pond full of fish is a great thing to have as a food source. That's ultimately our goal for the property is we want self-sufficiency out of it. So we want to be able to get stuff, especially once we get on our own homestead. We want to have meat on the property. We don't have to go to the store and buy. We want tomatoes and cucumbers and onions and garlic and all the stuff that we normally would go to Strax or Aldi's or Jewel or wherever big stores buy you that instead of going to these places and buying it, we have it right there on the property. Fish in a pond. We got tons of homesteading books. Like right now I'm reading Off Grid Living. So it's literally teaching you how to get off the grid completely, off electricity, off natural gas. I got a book just on solar power. Like
we're talking because we're actually we have to replace our roof, but we're talking of possibly trying to, when we get the roof replaced, getting a wood burning stove put in, or a fire pit basically put into the house so we can actually have heat from the fire. I don't know what fell. Something over there. One of the bags was kind of gradually giving away.
But even with that, once we put that in, that's not going to get us off natural gas because the stove runs off of it. Heater runs off of it if we end up needing it. Like we'd be able to heat the house as much as we can with wood, which I already got if you guys are following the new channel, but was not an issue. Like I got more trees to cut down right now than I have weather because I'm not going to go out there when it's snowing or icy and crap like that, but I got trees on the ground just waiting for me to come over there, cut it up and haul it away. So
like the weather is going to be decent tomorrow to where I don't know that he's going to get over and do that, but it would be a possibility. But and Backroad, I know you used to watch this channel for the content too, so it is, the new channel is called R5 Adventures, same name that we had. It's a picture of our family for the avatar, so if you look it up you'll find it most likely. I see Scrapping Together also said he liked the gardening and the canning stuff, and yeah, the gardening, we have to do better next year at having those videos released in a more timely fashion, so they're not end of the garden and we're releasing garden videos. Like it's winter and we've got a couple garden videos we did not release. And canning videos, December's coming up. We're probably going to be doing the Vlogmas again. And you're probably going to see a lot of canning videos through Vlogmas because I have a backlog of canning videos I just didn't release yet because we were trying to get the garden out.
Well, to be transparent, like the last couple of videos I'm editing right now for the garden didn't get filmed all that far ago.
Yeah.
Like we just did, which is crazy to think about. We're already getting snow and stuff, but we just did our harvest, our final fall harvest. We just did the garden cleanup. We're still in the process of getting the high tunnel up. It's like once that video goes up, like we're still in the process of that. That's not a one and done video. Like
yeah. And like I said, we still have cabbage and stuff outside that still can be harvested right now. Granted, some of that it likes the colder weather, so it's doing well. And my plan is to leave it and hope that maybe we'll get harvest through the winter. If not, it's what did we lose? We really lose nothing at this point because
yeah. So some of the videos is we suck at YouTube, but some of it is stuff that was, like I said, it's crazy to think about, but we just filmed those not that long ago.
Now you'll see, like, say in December, we release a lot of canning videos. You'll see in some of these videos, because I actually edited one today, and the date on the jar's lid when I got done and showing the final process was from September. So obviously that was filmed back in September. But I'd like to put the canning videos out through the summer when people are actually harvesting and canning and all that, but canning videos get watched all year round and they will pick up again next summer. I already know that because that's how all of our canning videos this year already did. But it's still useful. It can still get put out later, and we wanted to get the garden as close to on schedule so you guys saw it as we went instead of, hey, it's middle of December, look back at our garden from the summer, which you are going to have a couple videos like that.
You guys are also going to start getting in the home remodeling videos going again. If any of you guys were, well, a lot of you guys were around for that, where we were downstairs remodeling. Those videos are going to start kicking back up pretty quick here, as it's getting nasty outside, and we are looking. Well, it's not like we're looking for something to do inside, but we have stuff to do inside, and
Now's the time to do it.
so we still got a lot of work downstairs to do. We got the other side of you guys saw us remodel one half of the downstairs. We're remodeling the second half. Lights and ceilings and some drywall and stuff has been put in already. We've mudded, we've taped, we've primed, we've done a coat of paint, we've done a little more sanding. We actually have to go down. We got to finish sanding one corner up, and then we got to lay a second coat of paint down and kind of see how it looks. Hopefully, fingers crossed, hopefully it's going to look good. And then we're going to move to putting flooring down. There's 1,000 videos on putting flooring down, but not one on our channel. So I want to do an actual instructional video on how to put the flooring down.
And we've had a lot of those videos too that are short that just say like tips and tricks that we learn about things to help people out.
Yeah.
Like it might be a 2-minute video, but like for canning, how do you check for a false seal? You want to know that if you're canning, otherwise you're going to lose food.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff, like canning videos, like the water pump videos, the brakes, the oil changes on your lawnmower. A lot of those videos are just continued viewment. Like you could put it out, and 10 years from now, people are still going to be watching it.
Mhm.
So a lot of that stuff's really good for the channel as well, because people are going to be continuously watching it. But I look at it as it's something we've been doing all year, where we're trying to help you guys. And in today's world where everything's so tight as far as money goes, and to be frank and honest, like the dollar doesn't go as far as it used to anymore for anything. So the more you guys can kind of do on your own, the more we can do on our own, the more money we're going to be saving, because we're not going to pay a contractor $1,000 to do something we can do for $150. Like,
Scrapping together. You have a good night.
have a good one, bud. Get some sleep.
Yeah, hopefully you start feeling better pretty fast here. That's the other thing too, is like with the canning, I try to portray the canning in a way that like anyone can do it, because really anyone can. People have this false fear of canning. Like it's such a scary thing that it's so easy to mess it up. It's so easy to have the botulism. That's the big thing. Everyone's terrified of botulism, and they don't realize that there's certain safety measures you take, and there's certain like just safeties that are not, they're common sense. They're not that hard, and anyone can like anyone can do it. And the fear is just kind of unrealistic. And I try to portray that like this is something that anyone can pick up the jars and do it. And if anyone has a big garden, you want to know how to can. Otherwise, you lose so much produce. Like we canned so much of our garden this year.
Anyone can.
Yeah, I know. But like we had a ton of salsa, a ton of pickles, a ton of relish. Like we had a lot of stuff. Cowboy candy, which at this rate we're gonna be lucky to have cowboy candy by the end of winter, because my daughter, I swear, is eating a jar a day. It's like a favorite, and we use a lot of it anyway. So it's just we canned a lot of stuff that we grew, and it may not be like essential foods that you need to have in your house, but at the same time, if you can't afford to buy the food and you need to eat something, it's nice to be able to go downstairs and go, well, at least we have something we can use. Or it's nice to have those comfort foods like the cowboy candy and the hot sauce and the salsa. Because when you go to the grocery store, you're buying the bare essentials, and you can't afford to buy all these extra things that you used to be able to buy. So it's nice to go downstairs and have some of these comfort foods that you can just bring upstairs and eat. It gives you something to snack on.
Another thing that I want to try to do, it's not going to be probably till spring or summer, but the other thing I want to start trying to introduce to the channel is going to be welding. So welding is something I've been trying to learn. I would say mediocre at best. I can get stuff to stick together, but it's not always pretty depending on the material. But like, what was it, 2 months ago? I was helping Dean with his truck, and we broke a piece that is not supposed to be broke. So, we tried a couple things, but ultimately the best thing we could think of was coming back to our house and welding the part back together, or just going buying a new. It'd have been like $60 to go buy another one, and we're like, meh. So me and Dean came back here to our shop, and we went in there, and I welded the piece back together and slapped it on the truck, and it hasn't fallen apart. So
it's still in one piece.
Dean's still alive, so it was part of the break. So, obviously, if we didn't think it was going to work out very well because it is his brakes, we would just went and bought it. But it was kind of something we were like, like we don't really want to. And I got a welder, so we came back here. We welded it up. It was actually a fairly good weld for a very thin material. It was super thin. It's like paper thin, but it was a tough one. But we got at least a good tack on it and slapped it on, and his truck's stopping. So,
Backroad Freedom, you have a good night as well, and hope your Thanksgiving is awesome. Hope you have a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for stopping by, hanging out.
It's always nice chatting with you guys and having some of our older subscribers come in that we don't see as often. Like, it's nice seeing you still around.
Yeah, hopefully once we start getting on a regular routine like this, people are going to start popping in a little more.
Yeah. We can blame ourselves mainly. Like, the algorithm isn't going to push our channel because we're not doing anything on it, really. So, with us not really going live, us really not getting on here, it's the channel's not getting pushed. So, it's our own fault.
Yeah, hopefully we can get going back on a schedule and kind of getting all the old people back together again, and kind of just get the old crew together, hanging out. Have a little more than like 2, 3, 4 people in the chat at a time.
And you also have the downfall of when you quit going live, the people that do kind of rely on going into these live streams and like for their company basically, because they don't have anyone to hang out with at home, they're by themselves. If you're not going live, they find someone else to go hang out with. And then if you go live and those people are live, they're not going to come from that live to your live because they're in their new group and they've got their friendships there. So it's just getting reestablished again.
Yeah. Gotta get all the old friends back.
Tito's. Oh, she took that shirt off? Good.
It's a kitty.
Kitty, kitty. Where are you going, bud?
He's chilling.
Kitty, kitty. Yeah, I see a head. Hi,
So,
kitty.
Looks like the only 2 people that were in the chat left.
I'm thinking that's the case, and it is what it is. Like,
looks like Endless left without saying bye.
That's possible. But, you know, it's just reestablishing ourselves back on here.
Yeah. If you guys were actually on this channel for the content, make sure you guys are checking the new one out because we are posting a ton of content on the new channel.
It's taken a drastic turn. It's not quite the same as it was over here, but it's a lot more homestead type stuff, a lot more learning. I think many people that work here will enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm still very much in love with the abandoned stuff. Like, it's something I want to get back into, which is something that was big on this channel, which is kind of like the paranormal and the abandoned exploring, and it's something I want to get back into. It's just kind of hard when you're trying to find stuff you can do as a family, because I'm going into a lot of these places that are abandoned knowing I'm not supposed to be there. And it's kind of hard to take your 10-year-old kid in there knowing you're breaking the law. And
not necessarily a goal you want to teach them.
No. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it. I'm not going in there. I'm not vandalizing. I'm not destroying nothing. I'm not stealing anything. So I don't see a problem with it if you're just going in to see the history of it. But At the same time, I'm not trying to get my 10-year-old or even my 16-year-old any kind of record.
We attempted to go to a place roughly a month ago, and it just didn't work out as planned. But that's how it works sometimes with abandoned. Um, the other downfall is a lot of the abandoned places you can go to are in rougher areas, and you don't want to bring kids to those areas. He doesn't even like bringing me to those areas. So it kind of restricts where we can go. Ideally, for him to go, he should have someone with him at the very least, but he doesn't really have someone to go with either. So
I'm very, very comfortable in a lot of sketchy situations just because of what I do and the experience I have. I'm not necessarily the biggest like book smart kind of guy. Like I'm not stupid by any means of the term, but I'm not the biggest like book smart kind of guy. But I have a whole lot of street smarts, and I know about filling people out and filling situations out. And honestly, if you trust your gut, you'd be surprised at how much things work out for you. So I have no problem going in to kind of sketchy situations, talking with people, just BSing, and things always work out for me. But it's not something I'm always willing to put people I love into the situation. So it makes it rough, but I mean, paranormal, I think there's going to be some easy spots. I'm really trying to get some permission to go. I want to go during the day, film like a urbex abandoned exploring video, and then coming back, a couple hours later when it's dark at night and doing paranormal. So you get two videos out of the same location.
we've got a few places that are fairly local that we could probably get the permission. Even if the kids weren't coming with, and it was just me and Mike, but then there's not that risk factor involved.
It's kind of nice being able to sit there and film for however long you want, and not have to worry about getting arrested. Because I've had tons of nights like that.
So we're looking at a couple things because we would like to get some more of that urban exploration out there again and some more paranormal, but the channel has kind of taken more of a turn towards that homesteading and the self-reliance and how to do things for yourself.
There's gonna be more camping stuff. Hopefully there's gonna be a couple travel vlogs. I know there's a bunch of places I want to go take trips to. We definitely want to try to get out the gills. So, I mean, we put out main videos for a freaking year. The last time
I think we might still have one.
I think we got one more video, but I mean, we got a whole freaking year of videos out of that main trip.
No, and we've talked kind of tentatively about possibly going to the Clown Motel this year. So there's that possibility we end up going there. I hate clowns, but it's something that we've talked about. He'd like to go there, and I have a friend, one of the YouTube friends I'd love to meet that would like to meet up there, because it's kind of fairly close to her, and she wants to go there as well. So
I want to go ride the Hatfield McCoy Trail. I want to go down to Tennessee. There's a couple. There's Wind Rock. There's Ride Royal Blue. There's a lot of trail systems right there. The Winfield Winfield, I think it's called. No, Wind Rock. Wind Rock and Royal Blue, they actually connect. But there's a lot of really cool trail systems in Tennessee. I'd love to go ride. Arizona's got really cool trails. Utah. I like to go to Canada. I've never had a passport ever.
yeah, we wanted to get a passport, but then with all this COVID stuff, it kind of made Canada out of the question. So I don't know how open they are, if they're fully opened again. I don't know.
The last I heard, Canada was open.
But yeah, it's the money, it's the time off, it's everything else, but we'd like to get some traveling in. Obviously, all of this isn't going to happen in 1 year.
No, because I need a truck, a new truck. My truck ain't gonna do all this traveling. Need a trailer. I want at least one more 4-wheeler. There's a lot of things that need to fall in place for it all to happen, but kind of one of those situations where it is what it is, and you kind of just deal with it and go with it. And
Like Autumn is probably competing in Arizona again this year. Now let's figure out how we're going to afford that. We got to figure all that out. Now maybe we can figure out a trip for the family or for me and Mike to go with Autumn even and not bring the boys depending on what we figure out. So maybe we'll be able to do some of the Arizona things or some stuff out there that we'd like to do. Some of the trails he wants to do in Arizona doesn't sound like we could bring our own 4-wheelers.
yeah, but you also can't. A lot of them have no rental. Like you can't have rentals on the trails.
Yeah, so I don't know how we'd even
You gotta
go
do
about it.
gotta do research into it. It's gonna be the same thing like Michigan and Wisconsin, and they got some trail systems up there. I love to go up there. They're not far away, a couple hours. You gotta do research into it. I know you need permits. I think one, you gotta have insurance. Like I don't know how much insurance is. Like I don't know if it's gonna be a possibility, but I definitely want to get more 4-wheeler content out on the channel. It's something I enjoy. A lot of people enjoy it. It actually does pretty good on YouTube. So I want to get more of that on the channel.
So we've got a lot of plans, a lot of hopes. So like you said, if you're not on the other channel, it's R5 Adventures. It's the name that this channel used to be under. You'll know it's our channel because of the avatar being our family. You know our family. It's not the same picture as this avatar, but it's a similar picture. So go over there, check it out. It's gonna have all this content that we're talking about.
But since everyone left us, and it's a little over about an hour and 15 minutes now, and I kind of want to go to bed, even though it's 8:30 at night.
It feels later. This darkness sucks.
I worked last night. I didn't sleep very late today, so I am actually pretty tired. So I think since everybody left us, we might as well go ahead and call it a wrap at this point.
But I hope you guys are having a great night. I hope your Thanksgiving is awesome with your family. Really enjoy your family. Be there, be present, all that fun stuff.
Just kind of ended on a positive note, or at least an inspiring note. Keep pushing towards your guys' dreams. Like we have a lot of dreams and a lot of hopes, and some of them are ours together, and some are individuals, and we have a lot of dreams, a lot of hopes. In today's world, a lot of people are there to, a lot of people are going to be there to put you guys down and to kind of squash your dreams and your hopes, and keep pushing towards them. Keep working towards whatever your dreams are and your goals are, and don't let people push you down. I think it's just really important. The people that are going to be there putting you guys down are not the people you need in your life. The people that are going to be there that love you, support you no matter what, and going to push you towards your goals and your dreams, they're going to be the ones you need to keep around and keep near and dear. Like I know law enforcement's not a big, perk as far as Krystal goes, but she's always there for me, and whether she likes it or not, she supports it. So I know the people that care about you the most are going to be there for you, and just kind of keep those people near and dear, and keep working towards your goals. Don't let people put you down, because more people are there to put you down than they are to lift you up. So keep the people that lift you up close. Keep the ones that put you down away. Keep focused. Keep working. Just keep positive.
Nothing's impossible until you quit trying. Really, it's not impossible until you've just given it up.
So on that note, I'm going to end it. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to bed. I'm tired. Right after I finish this stream, I'm getting out of here. Like always, make sure you guys love yourselves, your friends, your families, and your neighbors, because everybody needs a little love.
Catch you on the next one, guys.
Peace.